You already know what it is. Your boy DJ Dyzell, a.k.a. Dyzell, and welcome to the Disrespectful Truth Podcast. Live with my boy Chancellor the Trump and JTM Josh the Man. We finna get into it right now. So, thing one. First thing on the agenda is, what are some of the common mistakes you see people make in their relationships? Josh, we're going to run that over to you.
How long have been in a relationship?
Okay, a year.
A year in, communication. I think that's a big mistake that people make in relationships, especially early on. You know, you got people shutting down, not communicating with their partner, not learning their partner properly, and the things that speak to their love language and things of that nature. So communication is a big thing.
Hold on, you saying some big things over there. You said love language, communication. Yeah.
But, you gotta know that.
But black people don't know nothing about that, Josh.
They need to look it up. We got Google. Y'all need to look up them love languages. That's a real thing, man. Some people, you know, their love language is quality time. Some people's love language is, you know, acts of service, gifts. You got people that are, you know, they love physical touch. You know, people.
That would be me.
Yeah, if you're not loving somebody in their love language, guess what? They're not gonna feel loved, even though you trying to love them.
Chancellor, we'll piggyback off what Josh said. Same question. What are some of the common mistakes people make in their relationships? We're talking about somebody that's a year in, you know, 12 months in. What's some of the common mistakes you think people make?
Well, I don't think bad communication is a mistake. That's just something that people don't want to do.
Okay.
You have options, you have choices, and you have goodwill. And some people don't want to have goodwill. They don't want to make good choices, and their options become slim when they don't want to do the right thing.
So what both of y'all basically saying is communication is paramount in the beginning of a relationship.
It's paramount, but it's also an option that people choose not to take advantage of.
It's not an option. That has to be something. You have to talk to your spouse. You have to know who your spouse is.
Hold on. You talking about spouses? We talking about somebody in a 1 year relationship,
right?
Well, the real person. How about that?
Okay,
person?
I'm just.
You gotta know your person. You can't just be walking around there quiet and y'all just we having a good time and we going out, but I don't know you for real. You have to talk to that person. Communication. You can't shut down. Communication.
So why do you have to talk to that person?
Why you with them?
I'm asking you the question.
Well, that'll be a question that you have to ask yourself. Why are you with this person? If you're just having a good time and y'all just dating, you don't have to talk to them. But both be in agreement to that. Communication.
Right,
Let's communicate, not to communicate.
All right. So what if you're in a relationship and you're trying your hardest to communicate with this person, but y'all communication abilities are not on the same level?
Then it's over.
No, it's over.
Then it's over.
Really? That's how you feel?
You don't want to talk to me when you want to talk to me when you feel like it. But when the situation is important, when there's something that's going on that needs to be addressed, you don't want to talk about it. You only want to talk about it when you feel like it, when you have a problem. What about when I have a problem?
That sounds like that hit a personal spot. I'm gonna pray for you.
Yeah, right.
You all right?
Who did it to
you?
So
no. Seriously though, I feel like communication is definitely paramount and key to any relationship. I'm talking about before y'all even get into a relationship, in friendships and building up to it. You gotta communicate, because if she like red and you like blue, y'all need to bring that together and make purple. You can't be doing red stuff. She can't be doing blue stuff. You got to understand that it got to be interchangeable. And I don't think people really understand that being with someone, you have to learn to be selfless. I think people go into situations being selfish. What can they benefit? What can be beneficial to them? How can they come up off of being with somebody instead of understanding how they can affect the other person as well? I don't think we do that nowadays, especially in our generation. With social media and everything, people ain't talking to each other. They liking pictures. They getting aroused, and they going to have fun. They're not really communicating or trying to build nothing. But we gonna go to the next question. Okay. Oh wow. Next question. What advice would you guys give for someone who is struggling to communicate effectively with their partner? Ain't that crazy? We're gonna start with Chancellor. What advice would you give to someone who's struggling to communicate with their partner, and they can't be in the relationship?
Struggling to communicate meaning?
Period. They can't talk to this person. They can't communicate with this person. Y'all can't get on the same page. But you love them. So what would be your advice to that person?
I mean, whatever you tolerate.
It's not advice. Come on, man.
Listen, for those of you out there who don't know who I am or have not seen me online in a social media presence, I am the Trump troll. And a lot of times when people ask me questions about certain stuff, they don't like my answer because it is straightforward, it is cutthroat. A lot of people don't like to do what I say to do because it is very cutthroat. So my answer, as far as giving advice to someone
Who's
on communication,
yeah.
if a person does not want to communicate with you, then it's over.
Josh, piggyback off of that because
Tell you the truth, I kind of agree.
Oh.
And I'm gonna tell you why. If for what you just said, you've already tried. You've tried to communicate. Both of you guys went back and forth about communication. You see, you can't communicate this person, or this person thinks that this is communication for them. Whatever the case may be, y'all not lining up. My advice would be have a final conversation. That final conversation should be very civil. Y'all should be going out to eat, maybe a dinner, and be like, look, this is not working. This, that, this, and the third. You guys point out your stuff. And if you can't even have that final conversation in a civil manner, maybe that person shut down or want to leave or whatever, they give you the answer. So you can say you've tried everything. But yeah, around that time, it's time to go, because anything after that, you're pretty much wasting your time. And that's the scary part. You're going to start wasting your time by putting more love into it, maybe drop some kids into it. You stir all this stuff in the mix just to get the same outcome you could have gotten on that dinner.
So we can all agree that if you can't communicate with your significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, pet friend, whatever you want to call them, then it's time to go.
But it's crazy because sometimes that's communication for people. Maybe you get with somebody you don't like to talk, and you don't mind them not talking. That could be something that's for you. But if it's not for you, obviously, if this is a problem, yeah, it's time to go, because that's something that's a big deal to you. If you bringing up communication, I need to talk to my person, and your person ain't talking, y'all not lining up.
But I actually find it kind of sad when people have this communication problem and then they get married, or they have this communication problem and then they have children.
Whoa.
Why would you even further your life with somebody who you can't communicate with before you actually took vows?
But the person who they marry got to take fault as well, because why would you marry somebody you know you can't communicate with?
Two wrongs don't make a right.
It takes both sides, my brother. Like if I'm with somebody and I'm trying to date them or trying to go steady with them or whatever the situation is, and it seems that we can't communicate with each other, I have to play both sides in this scenario. But in me, I'll be ready to go. Because if I can't talk to you, if you can't understand where I'm coming from, what are we doing?
Distracted. They're distracted.
What are we doing? I don't understand.
You want to walk out. You want to drive off every time a conversation or argument comes up. Somebody else has your attention because you don't want to talk to me. So who are you going to talk to every time you storm out of here? Something's going on as to why you can't talk to me. Or when I ask you, why won't you communicate?
Are you okay? It seems like
you over here talking about storming out. Like, you all right?
You all right?
What happened, bro?
You need some help?
No,
okay.
This is what people do.
That's what people do. Okay, we'll go with that.
All right.
So the next point is, how do you suggest dealing with conflicts or disagreements in a relationship? I'm gonna let the Trump troll go on that.
But doesn't that all fall up under communication?
Oh, y'all noticing a pattern here, huh? But how do you deal with conflicts and disagreements? What are some communication tactics you all use when you disagree with somebody?
When I ask you something, just answer me. What is the
Hold on.
I don't understand.
No, because that might not work for people.
What do you mean?
Everybody's not just direct.
They're not.
I think they're not, bro.
They're really not.
Some people get offended with hearing the truth like that. Like
no, Josh. Most people get offended.
Most people get offended when you hear the truth like that. Like, you try to tell. Okay, prime example. My shirt is black, right? I don't agree it's black. I think it's gray, and that's why I bought it. But you finna sit up here and try to tell me it's black, and I'm gonna sit up here and try to defend it like, nah, bro, this is like a dark gray. Yeah, it's black. But no, it's a dark gray to me. It's a dark gray. I don't want to hear straight up black, because that's not what I invested in. I invested in a dark gray.
He sounds just like most people.
I'm just saying.
Some things are a certain way to some people, and you have to learn to see things through their scope. That doesn't mean you got to agree with them, but you have to try to see it from their point of view.
But it needs to be a conversation. A lot of times things go left because people take things personal. They take them too seriously.
For sure.
And then it's time to either defend or shut down or whatever the case may be. Exercises, to me, what's always worked was practicing communication exercises. Like, prime example, Study shows that you get near water, right? You guys, your mood changes automatically. A lot of things get refreshed or whatever the case may be. So you want to communicate with your partner, and this is a serious conversation. Y'all having a disagreement, whatever the case may be. Change the scenery. Change the scenery. Man, let's go for a drive.
Okay.
Let's go get something to eat or whatever. Let's get somewhere
Okay,
where I can
Josh.
sit down and just look at you. You look at me. We concentrate each other and we're talking. We're actually talking. We're not in an environment where this just happened and I'm still boiling. I still want to yell. No, we in public. Automatically, I'm toning down. If I'm a loud person, I'm going to tone down a little bit. We're in public. There's people around or whatever the case may be. Or maybe this scenery is nice. We at the beach. It's nighttime or whatever. It's romantic. Now I'm finna forget all the rage I had or whatever the case may be. And I want to be more calm, relaxed. I'm like, you know what, man, we was tripping yesterday.
You know what? I've never thought about it like that. I got to try that next time I get into it with somebody.
That's a temporary fix because we still got to go back home.
For sure.
And this is where it all happened.
But you don't think after going somewhere...
The hurricane done blew my house down. I'm going to go to Jamaica for the weekend, but guess what? When I get back, I ain't got no house.
You don't have to look at it like that.
Well, I see where Josh is coming from. I think a different scenery, different areas provide different energy. But I'm also with Trump. Like, when you get back to the house, we still back in the house where this thing started at. So we got to make sure we fix it.
Y'all should have definitely got back into the house with a new perspective. You're gonna have a whole new perspective. This all comes back from the way the person looks at it. The man looks at it, the way the woman looks at it, or man and man, woman on woman. Don't matter. Just the way y'all look at it. It's a perspective.
I like that you brought up that point, Josh. So my next point is, how can individuals maintain their individuality while also being in a committed relationship?
Negative. You can't. You can't.
Explain.
You can't be an individual wanting to be with somebody. Especially if you want to take it seriously, you want to get married or whatever the case may be. There are going to be some sacrifices. You want to be an individual, right? Let's say, okay, I'm an individual that likes the light off when I go to sleep.
Yeah.
But my partner doesn't like the light off. Guess what you got to do? Compromise. As an individual, I don't have to compromise because it's just me. But when I'm with somebody else, I got to compromise. Some things have got to change. But you have to figure out what's important for you to change or not. So you have to say, I'm not moving this. I'm not. It's a non-negotiable.
You disagree?
No, man.
You disagree?
You have to, bro. Like I'm gonna give you a prime example. If I like I don't know. I like taking showers with the door open, right? But my partner says, "Please close the door. It makes me feel uncomfortable, or whatever." Is closing the door a big deal to you? Is that a non-negotiable? If it's not something that you don't care about, then you close the door. You still change your individuality. This is something you used to do, not a problem for me, but because my partner doesn't like it, it's not that big on me, so I'll do it to please my partner. Compromise.
Chancellor.
Y'all want my answer?
Of course we do. That's why you're here.
The question is,
how does an individual maintain their individuality while trying to be in a relationship?
Simple. This is me, and if you don't like it, you can go home.
So you ain't compromising for nobody. You ain't changing nothing about yourself. You're not doing no type of compromising when it comes to how you live, how you do things when it comes to a relationship.
Well, his example wasn't pertaining to the person. He was talking about little things like sleeping with the light on, showering with the door open.
So you'll make those type of compromises? No. So if you sleep with the light off, light got to be off. You don't care if she want it on.
She can go in the front. She can't be in my house sleeping with no light on. For one. We have light bill around here. Why would you want to sleep with the light on?
So it's your way or the highway. However you want it done, that's how you doing it.
I'm a different kind of person.
I'm aware. This is why you sitting here. But what we're trying to get is, if you meet somebody and you fall for this person, you don't really know a person until you live with them. And you start living with them and you start seeing these things that, you're not necessarily used to or you don't necessarily do. You won't compromise with that person out of the love for them?
It depends on what it is. Because some stuff is just intolerable.
Right. I was finna say, Chelsea, like, God damn, they got to do everything.
You got to move. Like, that's what I'm saying.
But I don't even know what would be tolerable as far as,
But that's up to you. That's up to y'all. Like, that's up to the person. So that's up to you. That's up to y'all. That's up to the person or whatever. Because you were saying that little things that I was talking about. As an individual, we do have ways about us, and those ways portray out to the outside world. So that's what I was using as an example. Like as an individual, you know, I might like the dark. I might be comfortable in it, or I like to, you know, it calms me down. It makes me think of good things, whatever. But that's me as an individual, as opposed to a person that doesn't. And they're the opposite. Like you guys are two worlds trying to come together. So it's going to be a lot of things about yourself that might not be necessarily what this person likes or this person needs, and you would have to go into yourself and figure out certain things where it's like, I'm not moving, I can move this, not a problem.
There'll be hacks, definitely. I'll show you how to do things a lot simpler, the way that you can do them better, so that I don't have to compromise anything. So yeah,
but you're still compromising, because even by saying that, you're not doing what you usually just do. You're doing something different for the person, even if it's coming back to, you know, pleasing yourself, but you're also trying to look out for the other person as well, even trying to develop something different about something that you like to do.
All right, fellas. All right, we're going to get into the next point. But those were two unique takes. I kind of tread the fence on both sides. There's some things I just ain't compromising, but then again, there's some things I be like, you know what, I could change that. I don't have no problem with that. So our last topic is, how can someone recognize when a relationship is no longer healthy and it's time to move on? Basically, when do you know it's time to leave? In y'all opinion.
Damn.
When you can't communicate.
Yeah. Get in there. But what if you've been communicating and all of a sudden the communication break down? Do you stay to build it up, or do you say, I'm just out of here? Because y'all got time in, y'all got, you know, history in, so you're going to throw all that all the way because the communication's broke down for a little bit. So when do you know when it's time to leave?
I would love to sit here and say we should always pay attention to the red flags in the beginning, but we mostly don't.
We don't.
So
we ignore them.
If that's the case, then it comes down to what I don't like for us to do, but we kind of drift there anyway. When you go numb, I feel like that's about that time when you're no longer angry anymore.
I don't think they heard you say that again.
When you go numb,
ooh,
when you are no longer angry anymore,
when nothing affects you emotionally.
Nothing affects you.
You just there.
You're just like when you start to chuckle. That's just that person. You'll say that person's name. That's just what Chuck does. That's just what, you know, Laura does. When you start to do that, it's time to go.
I'm somebody that can, from experience, I was in a relationship and, you know, we was going through our ups and downs, but then I came to a point where, like Josh said, I was numb. Nothing bothered me. Nothing got on my nerves. I'm talking about this person was doing some wild shit.
The most.
But I had become so numb to the fact of what was going on that I realized, hold on, wait, I'm compromising who I am. I'm compromising my morals and I'm downplaying myself to stay here. Nah. You got to get up out of there. When you start to lose who you are in a relationship, like you're looking in the mirror and you don't recognize what you see, you're looking at your actions, you was like, I would have never done. Nah, it's time to go. It's time to go. When the relationship is no longer servicing you or serving you, uplifting you, bringing you positivity, your relationship, the person you with is supposed to be your peace. I know as a man, that's what we look for. If a woman can bring you peace, we're going to get the moon out the sky for her.
Facts.
But when she's no longer your peace and she becomes chaos, or the relationship in itself becomes chaos, it is time to G-O.
I'm gonna piggyback off of that because it's another thing that we do.
Wow, Josh.
It's another thing.
First episode, wow. But go ahead.
It's another thing that we do, right? And men and women are guilty of this too, despite us as men trying to say that we don't do it, but it is a more common thing in women. For me, this is just what I think. This is my opinion. When you have projects, right? When you choose to be with somebody and you know that they're a hindrance from the get-go. Mm-hmm. You know, like, okay, they're not up to my level, they're not up to speed, but I want to work on them, right? You got to be careful of that because you can stay in a relationship longer. You got to
stay away from that. Not be careful of
it. Well, no, because I can't say that because if there's actually been relationships that work where the man needed to be elevated or the woman needed to be elevated and it was actually successful because both parties wanted it, even though that man or that woman didn't come into that relationship fully ready. So I can say because there were success stories about that, I can't say all of these situations
are there many success stories though?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. One success story, that person is happy, that whole family's happy, generations are coming from it.
Yeah, but I feel like if you avoid that,
Understood,
and build the person up before y'all take that next step.
Understood, but because there are actually some success stories in it, we can't say that's a definite path for everybody. That's the only reason why I'm saying it. So this is what I would say: be careful about it, and this is how you can differentiate which one is which.
It's a big word, Josh. Differentiate. I like the FCAT word. Go ahead.
Very simply put, do you see the progress? Like if you're trying to build somebody up, are they allowing you to build them up? If you're trying to elevate them, are they allowing you to elevate them or whatever?
Chance, we got a couple minutes left. I want you to jump in on that right there.
Just be careful.
When it's time to leave, how you know it's time to leave? Come on.
If the sex is bad, it's over.
Oh my God.
If she can't cook, it's over. If she keep her car dirty, it's over. I'm just pointing out all the red flags that y'all always miss, and you still continue to talk to this person.
I love it. I love it.
People are not perfect.
Don't care. You don't have time in your life to perfect somebody. You have to focus on yourself.
Hold on. I disagree with that because y'all gonna be perfecting each other as you go into a relationship. While you're in a relationship, y'all gonna be tweaking because you got a mold coming together.
Josh, I shouldn't have to teach you how to cook. I shouldn't teach you how to clean.
Problem is
I shouldn't teach you how to cake.
You know what you shouldn't have to do is try to convince me of learning how to do it myself. Meaning you shouldn't have to. You're like, damn, I want somebody to cook. Really, I should be able because I want you. I should be able to go on YouTube and learn how to cook. YouTube University. I should be able to call up my mama, hey, how do I make macaroni and cheese? Because I found a good man that I want to be with. How do I make this, mom? Because I found a good woman that I want to be with. That's what you shouldn't have to do to me. But if I come in the game and I don't know how to cook, but I met somebody I want to cook for, what's stopping me from doing it?
Free will. They don't want to learn. They don't want to know.
But it goes back to what I said. Progress, meaning you shouldn't have to sit there and try to make me do something. But if you point it out and I make the effort and you see you trying, there's nothing wrong with that to me.
Well, I tell my female counterparts all the time, if you have to make a man do something, you're not the woman for him. Because he's gonna
want to do it.
A man, if he wants you,
he wants to do it.
He will do whatever he needs to do.
What you don't like about that? You don't like. Okay.
You don't like that?
All right,
cool, no problem. Oh, you need that fix?
Okay.
Oh, no problem.
What's going on over there?
You said you wanted lobster tonight. Okay. You wanted me to cook it. Cool. No
Is that
problem.
garbage full?
Like, I'm just being honest with y'all, ladies. If y'all have to beg y'all man to do something, or like, I'm just talking about the little things, the necessary things, then he not the man for you. Because the woman that he want, he will go above and beyond for her. And this has been the first episode of the Disrespectful Truth Podcast. Y'all tune in next time. It's been JTM Josh the Man, Chancellor the Trump, and we out.